Hello, welcome to Spirit Cocktails. I'm your host, Pierre. Today we're doing the Manhattan. And we're not doing Friday Night Shooters because this is Classic Cocktail Week. And I looked throughout this entire book. I couldn't find one damn shooter in the whole thing. This book is 54 years old. I'm 37. It's older than I am. The original writing in this book, 1935. It's pretty old. This is shortly after the end of Prohibition, when all the different liqueurs and spirits that you could not get in America because of the ban on the imports, rums, tequilas, vodkas. Really, in the past, other than a few liqueurs, maybe a couple other spirits that they designed, really all we had was whiskey. That's why moonshine is so bent or so engraved in history, because America been known for whiskey, moonshine. But there's so many variations of the moonshine, the whiskey idea. Because you have your standard whiskey, you have cognac, which is kind of like a basis of that. Everything is the same idea, like moonshine, but to a different point. But this one is called the Manhatten. I've been wanting to try this for as long as I've been making cocktails. I've tried different ones like the whiskey sour, which is one of my favorites. I had that way back when I was, well, I wasn't say a kid, would that be exactly the best thing to say, but basically when I was like in my early 20s. So I had that back then, loved it. Then it had stuff like the Fuzzy Navels. That's not because my aunt gave it to me. That's kind of a girly drink, but it's still a pretty good drink. Then there's like different cocktails out there, like there the Godfathers. There's martinis, and then like different things like the margaritas. There's a lot of different classic cocktails, but I never had the Manhattan. It's very basic cocktail. There's really not much to it. It's vermouth, bitters, whiskey, with a cherry. That's it. It's simple. Why I didn't make it before for myself? I don't know. I just never got around to it. But now I'm making it on the show, and I'm really looking forward to this one, because this one I've been wanting to try as long as I can remember. There's also a variation on the Manhattan called the Rob Roy, which is another one I want to try, which I'm definitely planning on making that. That I believe is in this book. It's all alphabetical. I can find out right now. Just by the hell of it, because I want to. I don't know if the Rob Roy really is as old as this book, but it's a possibility. You know what? It's not in there. Well, oh, no, never mind. It is there. Rob Roy cocktail. Definitely something to make it down the road. It's the same ingredients. It's usually scotch. That's Rob Roy. So that's definitely something I want to make. Definitely something I want to try. Matter of fact, after this, I got some scotch. I got some monkey shoulder. I think I'll make my glass of that. I know you guys could be drinking tonight, but this time we're making a Manhattan. Really looking forward to this one. Show you how it's made. One sucky thing about when it starts to get warmer, freaking ice sticks to itself. It melts, it freezes, and then, yeah, big block. So the first thing you want to do is take 1.5 ounces of your whiskey. In this case, we're going a sour mash Jack Daniels, which I seriously need to buy more of. Then you want to add a dash of bitters. Then have your sweet vermouth. You want to take 3/4 ounce of that. Now it's kind of funny though, they say sweet vermouth, but in my opinion, it's not very sweet. Because it's still a fortified wine, which means it's dry. It just adds a little bit of extra sugar to it. Now you want to do with this, because it's not a shake and strain, just stir it up. Get about 20 or so stirs, nice and chilled. strain into your cocktail glass or rocks glass. Basically about a 4-ounce glass. One last thing you want to do with that, because it's not a Manhattan. Get a little better cherry in that one. Without cherry. And there you have it. Classic Manhattan cocktail. Presentation wise, because I never really ordered Manhattan, so other than just videos and stuff, I never really seen it. But seeing it up close with the cherry in there, a nice cocktail glass, clean. You can get a glass that has like the rock design, or it's like ribbed or whatever you want. But this nice, clean glass is perfect. It's very presentable. Let's see exactly how this tastes. It's good. It definitely has that tart. It just bites you. I think that's the bitters in the end. The sweet vermouth definitely helps a little bit, because you have the sour mash whiskey. One thing about the Jack Daniels, it's not that bad of a whiskey compared to some of the other ones out there, which are really strong in your face, like your Jim Beams. They're all good whiskeys, but the things like your Jim Beams, your Wild Turkey bourbons, which I love, it's strong, potent. It's over ice, good. No ice, This, it's really good flavor wise. It's very balanced. Has nice sweet elements to it. That cherry actually does give a slight accent to it. And then you got that bitters. You use aromatic bitters. The original recipe just calls for bitters. Basically any standard bitters that you can think of. Maybe like that, or even add a Boston bitters. You can add, if you want, add orange bitters. Whichever one you want, as long as it's bitters, because it doesn't specify. There are so many different bitters out here. One thing I definitely wouldn't suggest to add to that, though, is firewater bitters, because that will just burn the hell out of you. You don't want to have a Manhattan that's going to have a fire in your mouth hole. You want it to be enjoyable, so just aromatic bitters, perfect. The fortified wine notes you're getting from that vermouth, it's not overly dry. It does add a little bit of a sweet element to it. It's smoky. It has a good charred oak flavor. One thing I noticed about Jack Daniels is it's a little bit sweeter than some of the other whiskeys out there. It's something I can sit there and just drink, just plain, have it neat in a glass, don't need to worry about any ice. I can actually enjoy that. Certain other ones are just too strong of a potency. They're not as enjoyable that way. But this one is. But I love the Manhattan. I said I've been wanting to try this for as long as I can remember. Now I finally got a chance to try it, and I love it. If you ever had a Manhattan, let me know what you guys think. If you ever had a Rob Roy, which I'm probably going to make directly after I'm done doing this video, let me know what you think of that one too. Now if you also make a Manhattan, let me know what type of whiskeys you use, because there's many different whiskeys you could use in this type cocktail. You can use your bourbons, you can use your sour mashes, you could use different things like a Canadian whiskeys. There's just so many different things you could use in it. But what do you prefer in your Manhattans? And do you like it directly in a glass? No ice? And you know, that's pretty damn cool looking. Also, let me know what you guys think in general about the Manhattans. Do you like it? You don't like it? Or you just don't really care? But be sure to like us on Facebook on Side Spirit Cocktails. Subscribe to the channel. Submit your cocktails. If you can, definitely look up the Mr. Boston. It's called the Mr. Boston Deluxe Official Bartender's Guide. It's a really good book. I guarantee you could probably find this on the ebook. This, as I said, this physical book that I'm holding in my hand is 54 years old. It's an old ass book, but you can definitely find something. But if you get it, it's a lot of good stuff in here. It's not just the cocktails. It gives descriptions of your measurements, such as all the different things like that. It also has an index separated by types of drinks. Like you have all your highballs. It shows you where all the highballs are in the book. Your hot drinks like your toddies and different things like that. It has descriptions of your different spirits and cordials. This is a really good book. There's just so many different things you can find. This even has a thing in here for making eggnogs. It's just that good of a book. As I said, the original printing was in January of 1935 was the first printing. And this particular printing was the 20th printing in October of 1961. So this is literally 54 years old. It's pretty much almost 54. It's old, but it's definitely something worth looking into. But let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, drink, but always drink responsibly.